welcome to Boxing UK. I'm delighted to be here with a real fan favourite for analysis, Hughie Fury.
Do me best, man. Do me best.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments online. A lot of fans like your analysis. It doesn't matter how much needle there is between your fighters. You'll give us the proper lowdown.
Yeah, it's legal to me. It doesn't mean anything. You know, I'm not bothered about it. So it is what it is. You can only speak as you see it, and it's very boxing to me. It's very matter of fact.
Absolutely, you're here just to do your job. I'm sure a lot of the needle is for the cameras and it's great for selling, but I'm sure both fighters know that when they're in there, that all goes out the window and they've got a job to do.
Absolutely, both in a serious fight. I'm looking forward to it. You know, as somebody involved in boxing, as a fan, it ticks all the boxes. So really excited about it.
Absolutely. I know in the past you made a quite poignant comment that if it was a straightforward boxer v puncher fight, you would actually favour Claressa because at the top level usually it's the skills that overcome brute force.
Spot on, yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. If we was relying on the power, then you could edge Claressa in it 7 days a week, but it's not about that. The good thing with Savannah, you know, we're not looking for that. You know, if that comes, it comes. But it's not, she ain't going to be knocking herself out and really going for it for the knockout. No. That'll happen on the end of punches. We'll see what happens. The main thing is, you know, plenty of punches, plenty of volume. And basically, you know, if it comes down to the wire, it'll come out to who wants it more at the end of the day.
Whatever the fighters might say about each other, I'm sure yourself and Savannah are well aware of Clarissa's skill set. I mean, she's from the northeast of America. They've got that real deep tradition for very technical boxing. Her coach, John David Jackson, a legend from the 90s, I spoke to him earlier. I mean, he'll get her on point. And of course, the adjustability, how important is that going to be throughout the fight?
Listen, both fighters will bring their A-game. You know, no doubt. And this is why it's such a special fight this. You know, nobody can really say who's going to walk away with it. But look, we're silently confident. You know, I'm looking forward to this and can't wait to get it on.
Have you watched a lot of Claressa to try and get an idea of what you can exploit, what holes she might leave in her game?
Listen, you know, like you get up in the morning and you have a cup of tea and you have your breakfast. That's boxing to me. I don't need to analyse and look at stuff. Yeah, I do my thing in my own way. I don't sit and watch videos. Yeah, I know what Claressa does. I know what she's going to do in this fight because I just know that. Yeah, because not that I'm a know-all, I just know my boxing. So basically, no, I'm not going to sit in front of videos. I know what she's going to bring. I know what's at stake, but I'm not looking at what she does. I'm looking at what we're doing. It's what my fight is going to do. So they can do whatever they want. I'll prepare for whatever they're going to bring. So basically, the answer to your question is no. I know how she fights. I've seen her fight. I've seen her fight a few times. That's all I need to see. I don't need to just rewatch.
Sure. How important will adjustability be for her? Do you think you're going to need several game plans?
Well, let me just state this as the obvious, yeah? The way Claressa boxed in her last fight wouldn't be any good to Savannah at all. The way Savannah boxed in her last fight wouldn't be any good to Claressa Shields. There's your answer.
Interesting.
You want it? But I've got the answer. Yeah. I'm not going to tell it on here.
Of course not.
Yeah. So there, think about that. Because I think of a lot of things.
And what about physical traits? Again, just as a layperson, looking at and facing off Savannah, looks the bigger woman.
Yeah, you got Claressa there with 6-inch high heel shoes on and the same height. Savannah's got a pair of flat trainers. So you've got Savannah is like 6'1", Claressa's 5'8". So do the maths. Yeah? And you've got a phenomenal puncher against somebody who really can't punch. You know, everybody's got some power. You know, you've got to go off the record. You know, she's had 12, 14 fights, only 2 stoppers. So the punch power isn't there. But she makes up for it with a skill set, a volume of output, and a will to win, and a desire and a heart to win. So she makes up for that. So listen, it is what it is. You know, so she's a phenomenal talent. So is Savannah. But natural attributes, Savannah's a bigger woman, she's stronger, longer reach, taller. She's got the physical advantages for sure.
I mean, things like the size factor, will that matter? For example, up close in the clinches, leaning on Claressa?
you know, we'll have to see what happens. You know, Savannah, you know, she will get brutal. You know, that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a brutal fight. I'm sure Claressa will give it back just as best as she can. You know, she's looking. She don't want to lose her belts. And look, it's a fantastic fight. We can't sit here and say, I'm telling you she's going to get knocked out, she's going to get beat. I'm not going to do that, because I don't know that. It's a close fight, it's a 50-50 fight, like I said. So, and I'm happy where we are with it. You know?
Absolutely.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming and a worthy sort of platform for such a big fight. What do you make of the proposed chief support, the two super featherweight ladies, Maya and foregone?
They're all top fighters, aren't they? You know, and I'm sure Natasha will be on there. You know, a few other girls here. You know, they're all good fighters in their own right. You know, so it's a fantastic card. It's massive. It's massive for women's boxing.
Yeah.
To have an all-female card with a unification top fight on the main event is something very special. It don't come every day.
Do you think it will be one of those seminal events in the history of the sport?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely a history-making moment. This will be remembered for a long time, I think.
And presume the publicity we can see maybe the fruits of it 20 years from now, because a lot of girls will probably take up boxing. And
I said in a previous interview, this is going to be a springboard to absolutely skyrocket women's boxing. I think from after this, when this happens, it's going to just take off like a rocket. It'll be on the par with men's, and then certainly within the next couple of years.
Well, exciting times.
Yeah,
just to ask you about a few other things away from this. Your son Hughie, how's his rehab coming along?
His rehab's doing well. Start sparring at the end of July. Reschedule fight mid to late September.
Does he still want that Hunter fight?
Yeah, nobody else is taking that fight.
Is that fight actually still locked in? Because Hunter's online, he's talking about fighting other people.
Well, listen, talk's cheap with everybody, isn't it? Look, if he wants that fight, who is available, he's taking it. The only way that fight will happen is if Hunter doesn't want it. You know, he's had enough to say about Hughie's backed out of it because he doesn't really want it. I've heard these comments, which I'm not criticising him for that. He's at a camp as well. You know, he's a fighter, he can say whatever he wants. So listen, the fight's there, let's get it made and get it up.
Yeah, it would be ideal for Hughie.
But look, I'll say this, if Hunter doesn't fight, he loses eliminated status. Why would you want to do that? You're confident you can beat Hughie, so fight in September. And it's a good fight, for both of them as well. Because it's not a gimme fight, is it? It's a good contest, so if Hunter comes through, propels him, Hughie comes through, propels him, so these are the type of fights we want to see. And he's had a genuine injury, not boxing injury, you know, nothing to do with boxing. He's had something else happen, which he's recovered from. So now he's back in the gym, he's ticking over. And like I said, he'll start sparring the end of July.
Hunter's he's one of those almost throwback to the 80s type heavyweights in terms of his size, movement. What sort of sparring partners do you have to get to replicate what he does?
Well, you're never going to replicate anybody, but look, I've got respect for Hunter. I was around when his dad was fighting. You know, the fighting people, he comes from fighting families, so I respect the man. You know, so that's it. I made the best man win, so but look, let's not mess around, let's get the fight on. That's all I'm interested in.
Sure, absolutely. Just on another note, a massive heavyweight fight, Usyk against AJ. Now, you were the first to call it that Usyk is one of the big threats in the division at a time when everyone else was saying, oh, he's too small. Is his skill set still too good for AJ?
So was I right back then?
You was absolutely right.
Everybody was sold on the AJ thing, wasn't they?
You were the man who said Usyk's skill set.
Do you know why? I don't look at the hype, I don't look at the promotional side, I look at the fighter of what he is, and I look at Usyk for what he is. Usyk's a problem for anyone. Forget, look, 16 stone man, yeah, he's a problem for anybody. He's a very difficult guy to face and fight. And he's got power as well. That's why Joshua couldn't run in. And he won't run in this time either, because he's not silly, he's felt his power, so he's got to bring more, be more looser. But look, he can win that fight, you know, he's got world-class trainers with him as well, so but ultimately he can take the advice, but it's down to him to just get in, do his thing and enjoy it, more so than anything, enjoy it. You know?
It's going to get well praised, so you should enjoy it.
Oh, listen, you know what? You can take this job too seriously and become useless. Does that make sense? Yeah. Listen, get in, look at the opponent across from you and say, listen, I'm getting well paid, I'm going to punch your face in. No more than that, is there?
Just wonder what you think about Usyk's chances against your nephew and former charger Tyson. I remember once Tyson said something about, in a way, he almost struggles with smaller heavyweights because they bring that more nimbleness, whereas he can make big lumbering heavyweights look foolish. Do you think Usyk's the man to give Tyson a lot of difficulty?
When you're at this level, any fighter can give fighters problems. Yeah? Usyk's a problem for anybody. Yeah? That's for Tyson. He's proved where he is. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. You know, he's right up there. Probably is the best heavyweight in the world. But like I said, Usyk's in the way. Joshua's in the way. See what happens for that. Listen, it's great times anyway. Boxing's at the very top. But the main thing is everybody's going to face each other shortly. So it will happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, as fans, I guess we'll just have to enjoy the ride.
Definitely.
Peter, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for speaking to us, and we'll see you in September.
No problem. Good speaking with you.